So this is such and such playground.
Yeah, so basically the young folks in the neighborhood identify that playground as an area that drugs are sold, not an area to play, not an area to be safe, not an area that's clean. Because you can't run in there with basketballs because there's needles in there. You can't run around in there because a drug dealer has a stash in there. You can't do certain things. One of the things that people might find surprising, but if you do talk to a lot of youth and you ask them, how do you feel about the community that you grew up in? And the first thing they will say is dirty. It's dirty and it's sad. I took a trip to Portland, Oregon one time, and I was so embarrassed to be from Philly because I'm like, this community is so clean, the streets are clean, everything was just like so fresh, like a brand new city. And just coming back to Philly, and I started to drive closer to West Kensington, and folks already know it. They say, you know when you're heading close to the neighborhood, the more potholes you hit, the closer you are to home. The more trash you see, the closer you are to home, and it shouldn't be that way. We are better people. We are good people. I spoke to an elder before, and they said just because you are poor doesn't mean you have to be dirty. You know, they said we clean. We clean what we have in front of our house. We clean what we have in our house. So it's just about passing on that tradition, you know, trying to get these young folks to understand this is what we do to keep our community right. You know, a lot of our young folks just want to move out. But we could change so many things here. So we can say this is home, this is a place to be at. So one of our goals at Waterloo Playground is to bring that sense of home back. We want to bring back, you know, we want to do some cookouts. Let's eat some food. After we eat that food, there's some trash cans. That's where the trash goes. Let's clean this up. Let's have a good time. Let's celebrate education. Let's celebrate safety. Let's celebrate each other. You know, we're going to try to have more concerts there maybe, you know, activities just to encourage and activate the neighborhood, come alive again. Someone asked me once, what is that community feeling? And I thought about that for a minute and I said, this community's not feeling anything. They're numb. And we have to pinch them. They have to feel something. And it's like folks around here, sometimes it seems like they're walking around in purgatory. They're just stuck. This is where we're at. So a lot of times when I go in and we try to do community events, we always tell people, you know, I tell folks, if you sit through this, I'm going to tell you what's really going on and how this is not normal. So it's basically like watching The Matrix. If you ever watch The Matrix, they say, Neil, if you take this blue pill, you will see the life for what it really is, the world for what it really is. But if you don't, you're going to go back to living your life every day thinking this is normal. But basically, when we feed knowledge, it's like feeding that blue pill to our community. Saying this is what life is out here, this is what the world, this is what's going on with the system, but this is how you can change it. This is how you can move against poverty. This is how you can move against racism. You can do those things. You can overcome that. But if you decide not to sit and listen, you're going to walk around thinking that this is every day. You think that this is a part of life, and it's not. This is something that is not normal. You know, I visited one day, I was in the suburbs and outside of Philly, and what really stuck out to me was a gentleman told me, you see that corner over there? I said, yeah. He says, somebody got killed there 10 years ago. And that was a big thing. It's still a big thing to that community that somebody got killed on a corner 10 years ago. But then if you come back down here, right around the corner from that playground, somebody gets shot. 10 minutes later, our children are running by back and forth, running over the blood, jumping over the blood. And they would say, oh yeah, somebody got shot. And it becomes something that's built into their psyche, like this happens, this is normal, and it's not. And that's something as a people we shouldn't settle for. We need to start waking up saying this is not normal. This is not who we are. We are better than this. So let's stop believing the hype about the Badlands, and let's stop believing, oh, that's West Kensington. Let's stop believing this is who we are, this is how it's supposed to be, and start believing that you are beautiful people. You need to respect yourselves. You need to love yourselves. And once we start doing that, I think North Philly can shine. I think people will be dying to move in the neighborhood because, you know, we got it going on. And I believe Latinos, if we can bring back that culture of family, you know, everybody knows each other's children, everybody chips in to clean the block. It's going to be the good lands again.
Trying to cover this. what would you say? How to word it? What I was saying before.